What's up guys, it's Dark Humorous here. Today we are watching Castlevania Season 4 Ending Explanation Breakdown. Now before we get into this video, I want to say that if you guys haven't seen Castlevania, you should definitely check it out. I watched all the seasons and very recently Season 4 came out. If you guys have been up with the Castlevania series on Netflix, they recently dropped Season 4. And man, was it amazing, bro. I freaking loved that show. Like the anime series they came out with, I know that it's based off of a game, and I never really played the games. I do know of the I forgot the names of the games, but the freaking anime series on Netflix is amazing, bro. Y'all gotta check it out. With that being said, whenever I finish a series I really enjoy, I like to watch like a breakdown or review of that series. And I was going to watch one by myself, but I decided to do a reaction of it. You know, maybe you guys watched it too and you want to see a review. So why not do it together? Me and you. Let's do that. Let's get into the video. I don't want to talk much because I'm getting pretty hot in this jacket, to be honest. And I don't really want to take it off because it goes with my my avatar, my style, you know. But I'm getting hot, so let's get through the video. So let's start the breakdown.
Welcome to the Heavy Spoilers Show. I'm your host Paul, and like a bat out of hell, Castlevania has returned. It's a fantastic finale that has a lot to sink into.
I'll be honest, I don't know who this dude is.
Video, we'll
I don't know if
season
he's
4, its ending, and talking about our thoughts on it as a whole.
Normally
Full
watch.
spoilers ahead, so if you haven't had a chance to check it out, then I highly recommend that you check out now. Make sure you smash the
Honestly, I don't pay attention. I don't really have a specific YouTuber I watch that does reviews on stuff I like.
With that out of the way, thank you for clicking this. Now let's get into Castlevania Season 4. Okay, so the finale has a lot at stake. Not only does it wrap up the show as a whole in outstanding fashion, but it also ties into the mythos of Dracula and sets up several potential.
Yo, if y'all haven't watched Season 4, you shouldn't be watching this, just so you know.
And discussing how they lay the groundwork for the future.
He said it.
But time codes will be linked below if you want to skip ahead to a certain section. Now Season 3 ended with a lot of things up in the air, including the impending vampire war between Carmilla and Isaac's forces. With her sister Lenore, she managed to manipulate Hector into using his Forge Master abilities, which he planned on utilizing in order to build an empire.
Yo, they did Hector dirty, man.
Lonely man to the new Dracula, and Trevor and Cypher met with a time traveler named Count Saint-Germain. Germain was searching for his wife,
that dude became a psychopath.
He ended up journeying through the infinite corridor at the end of the series. Season 4 picks up a couple of weeks after the events of the prior entry, and many of the characters in it have become warped because of the things that played out in it. Trevor and Cypher wander throughout the land for weeks on end, battling evil forces, still down for the count like a bad boxer. They unearth a murder plot which involves killing people en masse to bring Dracula back, and it's one of the more bloodiest season intros that we've had so far. It's clear that the pair are still in shock over what they witnessed in Lindenfeld, and the events of this have changed their perspective on life.
Man. That's always been one of my favorite type of
oh, how things have changed.
Weapons people use.
They believe that everything would be over after
if someone's going to use a weapon, my favorite type of weapon
the rest of their lives stopping people from resurrecting
use two swords,
which of course
chain.
They're not very glad
swinging
about.
a chain around.
I'm sorry,
so cool.
That was terrible. Now, in the series, Trevor acquires a specialized dagger that is powerful enough to stop death itself, and we'll talk about how this culminates later on in the video. However, putting a halt to the resurrection of Dracula very much becomes their arc in the season and the driving force in their lives.
Yeah, that's crazy how you found a weapon that kills death.
And he believes that it has stripped his life of all meaning. However, it's through this final season he realizes that simply isn't the case. Because of this task before him, he finally finds something that is greater than himself and is worth fighting for. It's given his life a purpose beyond what he initially thought, and it sort of brings everything full circle for the character. We'll talk about his fate later on, but along the way we are introduced to Barney, who becomes a big character in the series that everyone has been dying to meet, Now, he reaches out to Isaac, who remains one of the most interesting characters in the entire show. He debates
Isaac is a beast, man. He gotta be one of my favorite characters. I didn't know a black dude. They make a black dude so cool.
Metaphorically hammers, as they can be used as weapons of destruction. However, they can also be used to construct and build something new. Though revenge still drives him, he very much
He was
wants
just
to
whatever
build
in season
a better
1,
world
but he
for
just
the
got better and
This
better
motif
throughout the
very much
series.
speaks to the opening episodes of season 4, and when we're not dealing with action, what we get are highly introspective looks with the characters who regularly cross-examine what they've been through, what it has cost, and why it has changed them. Isaac's opposite is of course Hector, who is in a much better position than he was in the last season.
Hector's trash, I'm being honest, never
he was a
liked him.
prisoner in that, he's now got free reign of Carmilla's castle and her wine cellar. His Forge Master abilities are very important, but Carmilla knows he's up to something, and he wanders throughout the castle planting coins. However, he does start to transform the dead, ultimately to fight in Carmilla's war. Unfortunately though, all this waiting and futility makes her sisters start to become disillusioned with her plans.
She was the sexiest vampire
the forces
on
they're
this show.
fighting livestock, and she very much views her sending her undead stock, I think it is, as a waste of energy. Never before has a show managed to capture the boredom that would come with immortality, and having all the time in the world gives them time to question the point of their war. They're fighting over pointless farmland, and much like Trevor and Cypher initially did, they believe that they're stuck in a never-ending cycle. Elsewhere, Alucard, though cut off from humanity, gets another chance at life when a villager known as Greta reaches out to him to come and save her home. This gives him a new purpose in life, and he utters the line, "I'm turning into Belmont," which ultimately hints to him getting another life.
I felt so bad for
Finding a purpose
him.
is very much what drives every character in the show, and whether it's the Belmonts looking for a reason behind all the killing they're doing, Alucard protecting the people of Dynasty, Carmilla's sisters seeing the futility of war, or Isaac wanting to build a better future, each character is trying to find a reason for their existence.
Man, I felt so bad,
nowhere
man.
is this represented more
Lost
than
his
in
mom,
Bill
his
Nighy
dad.
Saint-Germain, who is desperately searching for his wife.
His friends
He
left,
reappears
Hector,
in
and
Dynasty,
if you can
and
call
we
them
recount how he met
comrades,
his
whatever,
lover
he was
and
alone.
what happened to him after the events of
Down
season
two
3.
lovers,
In the Infinite Corridor, he found himself
we all saw
unable
what
to
they did
control
to him.
his destination,
You have to kill him.
and eventually he entered the library, only to find that his love had moved on. He does, however, come across an apparent alchemist who tells him that he must sacrifice everything he believes in order to get his love back. We learn that
when
he
she
was
showed
actually
up
in
and she's
contact
talking
with
all that
Barney,
sacrifice and
and
losing
though
him, I was
he
like,
gives him
yo,
little
who
respect,
are you? I'm not
like
about to
most
trust
of the
you.
characters in the show, they want the same thing. Many of the massacres that Trevor and Cypher come across were actually caused by him.
We did though, he
and
became a
it was
freaking psycho.
Saint-Germain all along. Now he appears to be donning the red coat from the game that was almost hidden under his green cloak in the last season, and he does start to line up more with the source material. His purpose drives him to selfishly commit all kinds of atrocities, and it becomes clear he's willing to do anything to complete his goals. He suggests to Alucard that in order to gain refuge, the villagers should move to his home, which brings him closer to his endgame. Elsewhere, Isaac sends his forces to storm Carmilla's castle, and it's here we get something I really wasn't expecting.
Isaac, man.
Though he's held a
Every time
vendetta
they
against
showed that
Hector,
man
he ends up sparing his life because he
doing
has an
something
epiphany
crazy.
that they were both simply the tools of someone else. This very much ties back to his line about hammers and how they can be used as both tools to build and also destroy. He sees himself as someone wanting to become the hand that holds the hammer rather than the hammer itself, and I really hope that I've nailed that metaphor. Now he relinquishes control of the vampires and thus weakens Carmilla's army. Using the coins that Hector placed throughout the castle, Isaac creates a powerful prison to hold Carmilla in place.
Isaac got him.
And the
They thought they had Isaac. I was like, y'all not about to keep me as a slave, man.
In a last-ditch attempt to kill the character, and promises to wait for
Carmilla
him in
was a
hell,
freaking
where she will
psychopath.
relish torturing him
I was
for
glad when
eternity.
they took her
It's
out.
a chilling way for her to
Let's
go
get her
out,
out of here.
and probably the most badass death in this entire season. Now together, Morena and Striga arrive to see their home destroyed, and thus they decide to break free of the control that they've been subjected to and go somewhere else. Possibly a spin-off, which we'll talk about later. Now for Camilla's sisters, their arc was very much about
there gonna be a
breaking
season
free of the
5? I
path
really hope
that
there
they had
is.
been forced to walk on. This is reflected in Hector
that felt
and
like an
Isaac,
ending to
who
me.
want to break free of what was meant for them. They decide not to resurrect Dracula, and instead Isaac decides to build something positive for the future. Now whether he returns or not, we don't know, but this does juxtapose his arc in the
Castlevania
game
2,
series,
whatever.
as he was used to resurrect Dracula. He ended up being driven mad by this possession and was killed in order to free him of this torment. Initially, he was a very tragic character, but here it's a far more positive ending for him. Mirroring breaking free of this path, we too see it echoed in Lenore's final act.
so they did.
She
He wasn't
realizes
like that in
that
the
she's
game.
pretty much lived a life of servitude, being controlled by others. Thus, she doesn't want to go on being constantly kept in a cage and decides to break free of it. Lenore goes onto the balcony to watch the sun rise and ends her own life in a last act.
I ain't want her to die.
She found some freedom in death.
I thought Hector and her was gonna have a good time. He was probably gonna not keep her as a slave, but you know, become friends with her. They're gonna go out, travel, fall in love, whatever.
Instead of bringing back the dead,
she ended up killing herself, so that ain't really worked out. I was like, dang, man.
We head into the final arc of the season with Dracula's resurrection taking the main focus.
I'll tell you later.
Varney travels to find a mirror that will transport him to where Dracula was killed, and this is buried in the caverns of a city that was attacked by the character. He runs into Trevor and Cypher along the way, who travel with him to the location. Here we catch Saint Germain attempting to pull Dracula and Lisa out of hell, and he wishes to fuse their souls into a hermaphrodite body using his alchemy, which will create a divine new being powerful enough to control the infinite corridor with.
That's messed up, man.
Yes, it's a bit convoluted, but this is where everything comes to a
leave
head.
Dracula
and Trevor
alone,
and
bro.
Cypher
He went
join
through so
Alucard's
much.
side as they attempt to not only stop the forces laying siege to the castle, but also Germain's plans. It's an incredible way to close out the season finale, and they definitely saved the best for last in terms of action. It's rare that a show manages to stick the landing in this day and age, but Castlevania completely knocks it out of the park in these final moments.
That was freaking amazing.
Varney reveals that he's been manipulating things from the shadows, and not only was he the alchemist that Germain met in the library, but also
I was about to say Hector, right? That's not Hector.
Though many cultures believe the entity to be, well, just
the Belmont and his girl showed up, they immediately start fighting. Immediately start fighting next to the dude. They didn't say hi or nothing. They already knew what it was.
Manipulated worldwide events so that great losses of life will be caused, and he has wished to bring Dracula and Lisa back into this combined body because he knows it will cause him to become even more mad, leading to more deaths. People just aren't dying like they used to, and thus he has manipulated several of the characters in order to achieve this goal, so that his thirst for death can be quenched. It's a great twist that I don't think anyone could have predicted, and it's a brilliant inclusion of a character who has appeared in many of the games in the series. Germain pulls their spirits through and into the body, which I can't really show in action because of cartoon titties. YouTube just doesn't like cartoon titties. Now Belmont manages to break through the barrier and he destroys the body as well as the gateway to hell. Germain spots his lover through the infinite corridor, but she closes the doorway, leaving him not only having lost her, but also himself because of what he was willing to do. The final battle finds Belmont going head to head with death, and using the special dagger he gained earlier, he manages to defeat the entity. Stabbing the creature with this not only sucks it, but also Belmont into the void, and though it initially seems like he is dead, we discover that the character is alive and that he
I thought he died at first. I was like, yo, that's so sad.
Weeks later, Cypher goes to leave the castle, and we discover that she is pregnant.
This
is likely Simon,
she was pregnant,
who in the series would go on to continue their legacy of vampire hunting. Now, whilst this has been announced as being the final season, Deadline recently posted an article that said Netflix were eyeing some spin-off series that would follow different characters. I feel like we need to talk about this before diving into how the season ends.
But the child is actually from a game?
I can see Cypher and Trevor raising their child to become the next big protagonist in the show's continuity. We also see Alucard, a man who has found nothing but loneliness, deciding to settle down with Greta and create a village called Belmont. It's definitely called Belmont. Now Alucard looks happy for the first time in a while, and we learn that his parents' spirits have remained outside of hell.
And they freaking survived. They was alive. I was like, what?
However, they realize that he has gained some closure and don't want to rob him of this, and thus enact a slightly different plan. The pair want to move to England, namely Whitby, which highly ties in with Dracula lore. In Bram Stoker's novel, this was actually the location that the villain traveled to after he left Transylvania. Been there a couple of times myself, and it's got a great, haunting, atmospheric cathedral at the top of a hill that looms over the city. There's a real atmosphere to it, and I recommend that you visit it if you're ever able to. Yes, this video was sponsored by Whitby. Now together, they will have a life there, and when the time is right, return to their son. No doubt their legend will continue, and I can actually see the potential spin-off series chronicling their new life in Europe. Dracula finally has the woman he loved, and he's back out into the world. Though we don't know exactly how they survived, it is possible that in the destruction of death, their souls and bodies remained in the mortal world, and this is how they were able to come back. They will reunite with Alucard one day, which will likely be the culmination of both their arc and his, in which we will be able to see what happened after the events of this show, if they get the spin-off, which
it was beautiful, man. Beautiful ending. I love the ending.
Now, whilst no spin-offs have been announced yet, as of making this video, when the show's this good, it would suck if they didn't. I'm not sure if it's the best season just yet, as I only finished it today and haven't had time to sit with it properly, but at the very least, it does feel like the best season. As mentioned earlier, it's rare that a show can deliver a satisfying ending, but Castlevania season 4
I don't know. I don't know if it's the best season. It might, maybe. I think it's debatable between this season, season 4, and season 1. Season 1 was definitely
in some form
really good. I really liked it.
Thank you, Netflix, for bringing this to the screen, and you know what to do next. Just give us more. Castlevania was incredible, and it gets a 9 out of 10. Now, obviously, I'd love to hear your thoughts on the show, so make sure you comment below and let me know. As a thank you for interacting with the video, you'll be entered into a prize draw on the 30th of May, in which we're giving away 3 copies of the Godzilla vs. Kong collection. All you have to do to be on the chance of winning is like the video, make sure you subscribe with notifications on, and drop a comment below with your thoughts on the season. The winners of last month's competition are on screen right now, so if that's you, then message me on Twitter at HeavySpoilers. If you want something else to watch, then make sure you check out our breakdown of the ending of Resident Evil 8, which will be linked on screen right now. We went over all the events.
Ooh. Y'all seen Love, Death, and Robots? That mess is I've seen the first season. I think the first season is way better than the second season. Just so you know, the second season's out. I watched all of them, and I think the first season's way better. I should react to that later on. I might, but what I was gonna say before is I seen someone comment on I don't know if it was this video, but it's definitely somewhere. It might have just been one of the pictures you see on YouTube, and like one of the meme pictures. But someone's all like, they was talking about Isaac and Hector, and it was like how about Isaac is a beast and whatever. And it was like Hector, and someone's like, well, Hector, he may be a slave and whatever, but at least he got a waifu or whatever. I was like, yo, but what is that? He might have the girl, but she killed herself. So, you know, what's the point? Hector don't got anything, man. He got a lost finger. That's what he has. No fingers. Yo, like, what the heck? This man Hector, I wouldn't want to be him. Yeah, man, freaking Castlevania season 4 was so good, man. I didn't think old girl's gonna get taken out like that. Camilla? I'm just like remembering names. I keep mentioning people. I'm not saying their names. I'll just pull up pictures so y'all know who I'm talking about. But Camilla, I didn't think she's gonna get taken out this season. I didn't know she's gonna get taken out that way. I thought it's gonna be like some epic battle between her and Trevor and his girl and whatever, but guess she get taken out by Isaac. My boy Isaac. Oh my goodness, man. I didn't think he was gonna show up and just straight up kill folks like that. I thought he was gonna show up and kill Hector, but I didn't know he was gonna just show up, take out their army, and just straight up murder her. I didn't think he's gonna forgive him either. So that was surprising. But yo, if you haven't seen season 4, I don't know why you would be watching this video. Well, actually, you could be watching if you don't care about spoilers. I'm a type of person that doesn't care about spoilers. You spoil something for me, it doesn't bother me whatsoever. I honestly don't care because I get the same reaction out of stuff seeing it. Even if I know what's going to happen, like the Demon Slayer movie, I seen it with my mom on Mother's Day. I took her out to see it because she actually likes Demon Slayer too. I already knew it was the first time it was the first time of me seeing it, but I already knew that oh, hey guys, Dark Humor is here. Sorry about this, but before I continue right here, I just want to let you know that I do kind of spoil something. I was trying to be slick and I kind of said something but didn't mention something else, and I was all like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna spoil it for you guys, but yeah, I kind of did. So, you know, I'm here to warn you. If you haven't seen Demon Slayer and you don't want to get spoiled, I would skip ahead about like 20 seconds, 30 seconds. All right, cool. A certain character dies. I'm not gonna say who, because some of you probably do care about spoilers. I already knew a certain character dies, right? And when I saw it, I started tearing up. I'm not gonna lie, I teared up, but I already knew he was gonna die. See, people already spoiled it, but I don't care for spoilers, so it doesn't bother me. So if you watch the video and spoiling it, then I guess there could be people. There could be people who haven't watched season 4 and just don't care for spoilers. you know, more power to you. I agree with that. You know, it's not everyone's cup of tea to care about that stuff or whatnot. But listen, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Check out Castlevania. I'll leave the original video down below if you want to check out this dude's channel, see all his other reviews and stuff. And hope you guys enjoyed the video. So leave a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.